Hello, everyone. Welcome, as promised, to Sold by Leticia Live. We have a special guest going to be joining us, and I just cannot wait. And let's see if he's going to get on. Hello, there goes Question. Let me wave at him.
What up, what up?
Hello, Question. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? I love the t-shirt, by the way.
Hey, guess what? I wore it just for you.
That's awesome.
Because we know that you do a Prince segment and you.
What up, what up?
Hello, Question. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? I love the t-shirt, by the way.
Hey, guess what? I wore it just for you.
That's awesome.
Because we know that you do a Prince segment, and you can talk a little bit about that later.
I still have my purple light up.
Dressed for the occasion for you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Like I said, I still have my purple light up. One of them up from that Saturday.
I love it. So I just want to introduce you, but I want you also to introduce yourself. We have some people joining in. So as people trickle in, because Question is live right now, we are just going to get down and dirty with all the questions that everybody has. But I just want to have you take a moment, because I know you are always on the set and we don't have time to actually personally introduce ourselves.
Right.
I'm Leticia Andrade with Sold by Leticia. I'm a real estate broker, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to give back and to support our local artists. So that's the purpose of this segment, and also to learn a little bit more about who Question is. And I think the number one question, and this is like, I want you to intro you, but and then I'll lead into the first question.
Okay.
Question. No. I want to lead into the first question of why the name Question, and then why the spelling. KWEST_ON. So I want to make sure that everybody has the background and what is the actual meaning of your name.
So there are a couple of different parts to it. The name Question is kind of from just kind of my nature. I ask a lot of questions. I question a lot of things, and there's a culture that I was brought up in, that a couple of parts to the culture I was brought up in that honestly I felt in a lot of ways didn't necessarily serve me, or I was supposed to be a certain way. And I grew up asking a lot of questions because some of the things that were taught to me just didn't really make sense. So with that, I'm just a very inquisitive kind of person. I mean, anyone who knows me knows that I went to school for math, and I'm super analytical. I also have taught math for years. So to get to it, it's because I ask a lot of questions, but at the same time, I don't quit. So the spelling of my name is kind of like dual meaning. One part means whatever your question is, whatever you're going through in life, whatever you're trying to figure out, go for it. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't stop. So that's why I spelled Quest on, which, like I said, is meant to not just for me, because the I was kind of thatched out. It's kind of like a message for everybody. Like, just keep moving, keep going, keep trying, keep living.
I love it.
Yeah.
And let me let you know. Go ahead and make sure you adjust your camera. Yeah,
there we go.
Your beautiful face. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, people don't know that you are a genius. You are a
I'm not a genius.
Yes, you are super smart. People don't know that. Besides, like, all of the artistic talent that you have, people don't know that you tutor kids on the side.
Yeah.
You are a teacher. You are a math whiz. Can you tell us a little bit about that background? Because you brought it up. I want to make sure people know how intelligent you are of a man.
Well, thank you. So in high school, I was one of those people who has struggled with what I'm going to be when I grow up. And in a lot of ways, I kind of still struggle with that. Like, what is it I'm going to do? Because so many things are appealing to me. And I have that gift and the curse of kind of picking up things easily. So when I was in high school, I was in an engineering program called PrEP, which is pre-engineering program at Chicago State University. which really opened my mind up to a lot of things. Like a lot of the questions I was asking started getting answered in that program. And math was one of the subjects that just kind of came naturally because it allowed me to think and rationalize, which is just, like I said, who I am as a person. So after I graduated college, you know, it comes that time where you're trying to figure out like where you're going to work. And literally teaching fell into my lap. I was asked to work a summer program teaching kids, and on the other side of the wall was the assistant principal's office, who could hear like how I went. Literally, it was a scripted class, and I would go off script because I knew what I was reading to the kids was not serving them. I knew they needed a deeper connection to what I was supposed to be teaching them. So that's how I got into teaching math. Preferably high school is what I teach. Like I don't think I have enough emotional stamina for the little ones.
You do.
So.
You have a big heart. You do. You just don't know it. But okay, so we got to kind of know a little bit back on your question. So we want to know a little bit more about why you chose your career path. We know that side of you, but we want to know on the DJ side, because everybody's listening to you day in and day out with your wonderful music. And let me tell you, it does take a creative to just come up with your sets, come up with it is a art form, and a lot of people don't know that. And I want you know, I truly believe that it is an art form, and we want to know why you chose your career path and who was your inspiration, who was your mentor. Kind of dive deep into that.
So I can go pretty deep into that. So music has always been a huge part of my life. And I kind of mentioned it on the Prince show, and I've mentioned it in a few random conversations publicly. But as far as music is concerned, my mother and my sister have the biggest influence on me as far as my musical taste. My father collected a lot of records, and he played some stuff that he and I differ the most. But as far as what I really am into, it's mostly my mother and sister. You'll probably see a little four-legged guy walking around here. So like my appreciation for Prince, house music, all of that comes directly from my sister, like living literally down the hall from her and hearing what she was playing. That influenced me heavily. I have a cousin, actually I have two cousins on both sides of my family who DJ. On my father's side is the one who taught me. His name is Tim Harper. So a lot of people in the house community know his name because he was a part of a group called the Strictly Jazz Unit with Glenn Underground and Boo Williams. He did one of our cousins' weddings, and I helped him set up. And I thought that was interesting. So I was like, yo, I think I want you to teach me how to do this. The other side of that, I was 16.
Okay.
I was 16.
And what's the age difference between you and your sister?
My sister and I are 6.5 years apart.
She's older?
Yeah, she's older.
Okay.
So my sister and I are 6.5 years apart. All of my cousins are older than I am. This cousin, like I said, is on my father's side. He's 4 years older than I am. We're both products of Chicago Catholic high schools, you know. So like I said, went there, told him I wanted him to teach me how to play. But the other side of it, I was watching the movie Juice with my mother. And we were watching Q set up for like DJ battles. And her comment was like, I think that's something you could really get into. So after my cousin taught me, I literally went to his house one day. And this is the part, whenever I teach people how to spin, I don't like to tell them. He says it as well. He literally showed me what to do and literally went in the bathroom and took a bath. And I was just in the room, like, doing exactly what he taught me because I picked up on it that quickly. What's up, buddy? So, but the other side, I have another cousin who is probably a bit more familiar to people on the hip hop side of things. A lot of people know Vince Adams, and Vince Adams got his start with a guy named Fat Mike. And Fat Mike is my other cousin. This is on my mother's side of the family, where a majority of my cousins are. So that's how I got into DJing. It was just a love for music and love for the craft. Like I said, watching my cousins do it. I have another cousin who unfortunately is no longer with us. Fun fact, anytime you see me DJ, you're going to see something. You may or may not see it, but there's something Spider-Man related next to me. And that's kind of a tribute to him because as I was getting my equipment and getting into this DJ thing, he was literally by my side helping me get a lot of the stuff together and encouraging me to do it because he understands how my brain works. So, yeah, that's in a nutshell how I got into the DJ thing. Oh, one thing I do want to share. DJing literally paid for my life in undergrad.
Wonderful.
So I DJ'd while I was in college, and it helped pay for tuition and my life. So that's really when I got deeper into DJing. Like I said, it's a very personal thing for me. So music is in itself. So it's something that I oftentimes just want to share. I made a story a couple of days ago. I was teasing the Tiger King, and I mentioned
I
how,
saw that comment.
oh my God, I've never been wired like most people. I've always known this about myself. So it's strange. I just said this to someone today. Oftentimes when I'm presented with things, there are things that I'll see and I'm like, nothing seems interesting about that. And then I find out it's the thing that everybody loves. And I'm always curious, why is that the thing that everybody's gravitating to? And I have no interest in it whatsoever. But then there's this other thing on the side that everybody's ignoring that to me is like gold that I tend to run to. And I have more of a connection to a lot of times those things, and I try to share it with other people like, yo, you need to check this. If you like that, you'll love this. You know, it's not necessarily, it may not be packaged as beautifully as some of the things that are sold to us, but you know, it's equally, if not better, than a lot of things that are given to us. So,
but
I think,
that's just another side of your creativeness. You're not
yeah,
attracted to the average, ordinary thing. You're attracted to
no.
something that's outside of the box.
When I tell you never have been, I can think about stories since I was a child where that's been the case. I mean, down to video game systems. So yeah, that's
Nobody
always
knows
been.
about Atari.
Oh, yeah, definitely Atari. I'm thinking like Sega versus Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
So
I
yeah,
was Atari.
I mean, I think we all had 2600.
Yeah.
I wasn't fortunate enough to have was it ColecoVision. So I don't know if you remember that one. That's our age right there.
I have DJ Dr. McCoy. He
Yeah.
said you taught him all the generic stuff then, right?
Oh, you say I taught her all the generic stuff?
I don't know. Who's Dr. McCoy?
She's a DJ. It's a friend of mine.
Yeah, she says that you taught her all the generic stuff then.
I don't know about that. I taught her whatever I knew. So
okay,
like,
good.
There
You
was a
wanted
point.
to chime in there, so I wanted to give her the spotlight right there. We have people joining in. As you're joining in, go ahead and type any questions. We'll go ahead and try to seg them in as we keep on asking a couple of the questions that we want to dive into. You kind of dived into it now. We know that your sister, your mother, your family has been a big inspiration to you.
Yeah.
But as far as inspiration, we know that your uncle kind of got you into it. Who is your mentor as you're going through the process of learning how to DJ? Like, did you have a mentor?
That's kind of the issue. It's always just been me. And I had this conversation with a couple of people where there are a number of people who we know on a scene who have like teams of people behind them. But for me, it's always been literally me and the ideas I come up with. And sometimes you'll see me work with other people because at the party, I can't DJ and manage the party at the same time. So I've brought on people to work with me on the parties. But as far as mentor, I haven't had anybody kind of guide me through this. It's literally been, oh, I have an idea. I want to do this. Let me go execute.
Do you feel that you're self-taught as a DJ, like mixing and all of that? Or did you have anybody that taught you like the ins and outs of how to DJ?
Other than my cousin teaching me how to basically do the basics of it, like how to blend, no, it's pretty much been how a lot of us learn, which is watching other people and hearing sounds and like copying those. Like Jazzy Jeff is hands down my favorite DJ.
Wow.
Twilight Tone, the things that I've heard him do that I've incorporated in my set. 33 and a third as far as Chicago DJs, definitely 33 and a third. I remember 9:50 a.m. rap radio, WJPC. I used to listen to 33 and a third religiously because I loved how clean his sound was. So, and I would argue a lot of what Twilight Tone is known on the hip hop side came from 33 and a third as well.
So what kind of gigs, as you came along and you started your career, what kind of experiences have you had to help you take it to that next level and grow?
Experiences to help me grow.
Yeah, because you're saying it's kind of like self-taught. I want to make sure that like, was there like a specific event or a specific level where you said, okay, now I can get hired in this genre, or I could get hired to do, what kind of changed things for you?
A lot of times people point to their failures, and for me, that hasn't been the case. I've definitely had failures, but what it's more like what has given me confidence to actually step out. I've been kind of fortunate. A lot of times where I've stepped out, things have worked. It feels so weird to say that, but maybe, and this is probably close to the question of mentorship, but more my alliances, like people with whom I've worked. Unfortunately, many of them are not from Chicago. Kind of like me being accepted in certain circles and being able to see that what I have to offer is actually valuable and wanted by people has given me the confidence to actually step out with like the ideas I have and just put them out there. There's a party I did for about 7 years here. Well, before that, I did one for about 4 or 5 years called Organic at a small place in Wicker Park, a restaurant called Locale. And from there, I started doing a party that was originally in New York and brought it to Chicago. It's called Freedom Party.
Yeah.
So that party specifically showed me it really showed me what I have to offer. Like doing that experience showed me that I can actually do this. I mean, there were a few way before that because, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. But that experience, there was a club on Division in Ashland called Bigwig, where
Yes.
that's where I really got out, and people started learning who I was. That's where I made my name.
Oh, yes.
I miss those days.
Man, somebody just commented, yes, everybody loves Freedom Party. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you didn't just do that at Beauty Bar. Where did you start Freedom Party at?
Freedom Party started, there was a place called Red Canary on Milwaukee, was where we had the first two. Then we moved over to, I think we did one at Crimson, which was in the lobby of, I think, the Chicago Hotel. I forget what it used to be called, but it's right across the driveway from House of Blues.
Okay.
It was a place that used to be called Crimson. We did one there, and then we reached out to Beauty Bar, and Beauty Bar was by far the best fit for the party. So, and it's why when I brought the party back under a different name, I went back to Beauty Bar because it's just the best fit. The people are more open to things that they don't typically hear, is things that are not commonly played, when you go out, so that's
definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely bring it, and you have special guests with you all the time. I met your friend from New York. Just shout out
Kosi.
to New York. Yes.
Yeah. Big ups to Kosi. That's my dude.
Yes, I loved him. I mean, there was just so many artists that you brought, and you just made Freedom Party. So anybody that has not experienced you live, they have to, after all of this is done, definitely Beauty Bar, and definitely your next gigs, we'll make sure that we promote them and we get that word out there.
And if I can say this, one of the things I love about how I get to play or where I get to play is I love people. As antisocial as I may come off sometimes, I love people. Yes. So, and I love diversity because everybody brings something different. Like, I'm talking like Black, Latino, whatever you are. Yes. Everybody brings a different experience, but that common love for music kind of brings us all together. And it's why I have the circle of friends that I have now, because of a similar scene. So I love being in a place like Beauty Bar because it allows me to bring those people together. And that's the name of the party now is Enjoy.
I love it.
It kind of speaks for itself because it's not about anything other than coming through and enjoying yourself. Like, I don't care how you look. I don't care how you're dressed. Just come and have it. I want you to look nice, though. I always want people to look nice. I want myself to look nice. But the bottom line is come and just enjoy yourself and enjoy the music. I just saw a few people log on, like Kelly and Felipe. I got to shout out
Please.
Both of them, especially my man Felipe. This guy's been following me since I was doing internet radio. Man, how long ago was that? I made the mistake and said maybe 5 years ago, and he reminded me about something like that was maybe 8 to 10 years ago. And big ups to Kelly, K-Fly. Big up.
I have a comment here from Miss Toya. She learned how to, I don't know, she said something about soul events. We love soul events.
Oh, We Love Soul. Yeah, so We Love Soul is a collection. There are 4 DJs where literally all 4 of us have very different styles, which is interesting. We had our 10-year anniversary about a month ago, but because we're all shut down, I did this thing where I imitated all 4 of our styles. You have Dwayne Powell, Sean Alvarez, Joe College, and me. And all of us have, I think the closest related are me and Joe College because of the kind of music that we play. But I did the party as if all four of us were playing. So I literally just copied the music that each one of us would play and the way that we would play it. And I think it's still up on my SoundCloud, so you could probably still get that. It was a fun night.
I love it.
Imitating my voice. What's up, man?
Man. So I do have a serious question. I just want to make sure that we get some of these questions out. How are you applying music in your life and the life of others, especially during the COVID-19 times?
So that's to me a great question. There are times when I'm getting ready for the show, like yesterday, for example, I was preparing like a bunch of hip hop because on Tuesdays I do hip hop. And when I think about the vibe, it started out, was it just like 72 yesterday, sunny, it was beautiful, but then it got cloudy and rainy. And with everybody being stuck in the house, my goal is to provide a space that's relaxing and energizing at the same time. So when it comes to music, I'm thinking about music that kind of, I can speak about it in terms of myself. Like sometimes when I'm going through a certain mood, there are certain songs that help kind of balance me out. Like not necessarily lift me up, but at least calm down whatever anxiety that I have. So like Knock Champa by Common and Slum Village is one of those songs. Every Day by Jamiroquai is another one of those songs where the mood is so chill, it helps whatever's going on inside of me kind of balance out and just smooth out, and it allows me to kind of pick my mood up. So my goal when I play is not to come in, I don't necessarily want you to feel like you want to go out because we can't go out. And with you being stuck in the house, I want people to feel comfortable and happy in their houses. So I try not to get too hyped because sometimes, you know, my energy goes up and I just want to go hard with the music. But my approach to what I play is trying to find things that I know make me calm and comfortable and relaxed in my house, especially on a evening at home alone. And I try to just give that to people.
I'm sorry, but sometimes I was like, yeah.
I mean, I want that too. If it makes you dance, that's even better.
I was like, let me get up and dance because that's how I feel. God, it was good.
But that's exactly what I want, because even if it doesn't make you want to leave your house, I still want people to enjoy themselves. And if it makes you get up and want to dance, that's perfect. I mean, I mentioned a party locale that I used to do, and like I said, it was in a restaurant. It was in a very small restaurant. The owners were amazing. They loved the music that we brought. So my goal when my brother brought the space to me and I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, dude, I can't see a real party happening in here. I was like, the only thing I can think is have something come and have people come and just enjoy the music and enjoy conversation. And his response to what I said was, yeah, have the whole thing build organically, which is why the name of the party was Organic. So my thinking is I want to bring people together in spaces that make them feel good, and if a party happens, let's do it. So
Afro Violinist said that the hotel you're referring to is Hotel Chicago.
Yeah, it is Hotel. Okay, cool. That's my sister-in-law.
Yeah. And then
big up to Melissa.
And Miss Toya, she said that Crimson before her birthday. So I just wanted to mention that.
Crimson. Did she come to Crimson for Freedom Party or Crimson for We Love Soul? I'm curious.
Yeah, we got to get her comment on that.
Yeah.
What else did she say? She said she used to go to the events a lot, like 8 and 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So she's somewhere between. Yeah, she's between the two, Freedom Party and We Love Soul.
Yeah. And Ricky the chef says you're the dopest DJ in the land.
He's the dopest chef. That guy's amazing.
Ooh, like that.
I
need to get Ricky on this too, then.
Yeah, you do. You definitely need to speak to him. He's a Chicago businessman.
Ooh, I love it. I love
he's an amazing chef.
Ricky.
Oh yeah. So one thing I can say about Ricky, my birthday is in July 6th. So around the 4th, I would always throw a picnic, which became the Freedom Party anniversary. And Ricky was the chef for it a couple of times where I had him literally just grill for the people and I gave the food away. So
that's amazing.
And when I tell you the food was amazing, I mean, what this dude did with such meager resources, it was amazing.
that is. Let's see. I Miss Organic.
Yeah, that was the name of the party at Locale.
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
And then We
And
Love Soul. What else? All right, we got kind of like those out of the way. What are your words of encouragement? I want to hear a little bit more about you. What motivates you? What made you come up with this set? I know everybody's kind of, there's so many feelings around this pandemic. We kind of want to hear what you feel and why you kind of decided to do these segments, because there's a lot of people that are suffering from depression. There's a lot of people that have mixed emotions of either being on furlough, laid off from their jobs, possibly being, you know, not having a job or not knowing if they are going to have a job after all of this is over, or what we're considering, whatever the new normal is going to be. So what are your words of encouragement? What motivates you? I have something called like Motivation Monday. We're on a Wednesday. We want to make sure like Wisdom Wednesday. What inspires you? What motivates you? What are your words of encouragement?
I'm always looking, to quote my mother, I look at life through rose-tinted glasses. And I have to do it that way because not looking at the possibilities would actually depress me. So I'm always looking at what can possibly be and how to make it happen. So I'm not thinking about necessarily just what's going on. I'm thinking about what's going to happen when we're done. So I have all of this music and stuff inside of me, and I have to let it out. So what better way than to take what I do and put it out there for anybody else who might be able to relate to it or get something great from it. And that's really my hope. And there's so many different styles of music that I play. I literally go from soul to hip hop, funk, Afrobeat, house. Like literally, I'm all over the place when it comes to genres. And I've divided the week up to satisfy a lot of those different styles that I play. So it's my attempt to give this thing that's inside of me for people to hopefully attach to and enjoy themselves. You know?
I love it.
So my words of encouragement.
I gotta get your mom on here too, because your mom sounds like a hoot. You were
my mom
kind of
awesome.
posting things that your mom was posting on her Facebook, and I'm like, she sounds fun.
Oh, my mother's hilarious. She was hilarious. Don't get some Hennessy in her.
Oh man, I'm gonna get her a big bottle of Hennessy.
It's nothing but straight comedy. It's straight comedy with her.
Okay, another question is, what would you like us to know about your brand? What is Question? How are you marketing yourself? What is Question all about right now?
Question is all about, like I said earlier, creating a space where people feel safe and good. Not just about where they are, but about themselves. Because everything that I do is, like I said, it's about making me feel good. So selfishly, everything is about me. If I can be honest, it's all about me. And if I can do this for myself, then how can I share it? If it works for me, how can I share it so other people can benefit? So everything that I do, and I mean, like I said, I'm in education. Everything that I do ultimately helps me, but I'm really trying to set up things where other people can benefit from it. So that's my ultimate goal as a brand, to create spaces for other people to unwind and just enjoy themselves. So,
well, we are leaving it out in the open for everybody to ask questions. We're doing question answer kind of segment. But one of the questions that I want to bring up, just because, you know, we're getting into the Q&A right now, is what is the most frequently asked question, either personal or professional? And you can answer this however you want, because I know there's things that you probably are tired of hearing. But I just kind of want to throw it out there, and just so that as we go and segue into the question portion, which we are going to wrap up because you're going to go into your set right now.
Yeah. So
yeah, just kind of like maybe give me like a brief, and then
frequently asked question.
That
I get so many of them, but one, and you and I kind of talked about this, the idea of favorites. I'm always asked who's my favorite artist or what's my favorite song by somebody, and that's a question that I absolutely hate, because I mentioned when my birthday is, and if anybody knows anything about cancers, you know I'm moody, which means it just shifts. So I could tell you what a favorite is one day. Ask me in a couple of days and it'll be something completely different. So I struggle with the idea of favorites because there's so many things that I like about Like of all the things that I like, there are things that I like about them individually that you cannot, in my opinion, compare. Like the idea of, and I'm gonna contradict myself. A lot of times, people, for this sake, try to compare, let's say, Michael Jackson and Prince. You cannot compare the two of them, like, at all.
Exactly.
But if I have to answer the question, I'm going Prince all day.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Purple Rain, baby. But I wore this shirt because I love your Prince segment. Like, is that something that they always ask you for that, don't they?
For the Prince?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah. You know, people love that party. Love Sexy is the name of the party. It started in Atlanta with my boy Salah Nance. I would go down to Atlanta and help him with a festival that he started called the Atlanta Weekender, which goes into a big house music picnic like the one we have here called House in a Park. And the first party is a Prince tribute party called Love Sexy. And after going down to help him with that for some years, I brought it to Chicago. So it was supposed to happen April 18th, but we did it online on that Saturday. So, yeah.
So question, who would have thought that a half an hour would have went by so fast?
I know.
It is 5:30. And
yeah.
Like I said, the reason and the purpose of this segment is so that I can give back and so that we can support our local artists. So the closer of this segment is, how can we find you? I know that you have specific sites on, how we can find you. I want to make sure that people also give back to you, because I think it's important to give back to our local artists. I don't know if everybody knows, but Mayor Lightfoot, she even had a segment on her Instagram,
which was dope,
with local artists and, supporting them and showing the love. So one of the ways that you can show the love for Question is by contributing to him and his art form by Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. So can you give us where we can find you first? And then I definitely, as you're talking about that, can you type in your Cash App and your Venmo, and then I'll go ahead and pin it?
Sure. The best way to find me is on my website. Of course, I broadcast on, trying to multitask.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll keep on talking while you pin that, because I do want to pin that for you. And I want to make sure that it's in this video. So as he's logging that in, I want him to, I think you have Cash App and Venmo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to make sure that we pin that, but I also want to make sure that everybody knows that, being a creative and being an entrepreneur, we're working for ourselves. We're 1099. We're like, we don't have a regular paycheck. We never have a regular paycheck.
Not ever.
It's important that we support each other and we promote and uplift each other. And that's the whole purpose of what we're doing now. So
thank you for this.
Cash App is $KwestDJ. And then the Venmo is at KWest_ON. So Question.
Yeah.
So, can you just wrap up, because I know we're at already 5:33, and I just want to just hear just a closer from you and see if there's any other place that we can find you.
So the best place to find me, especially online, excuse me, is my website. So I have embedded a couple of ways for people to listen to the stream. It's onequest.com, which is the number 1, KWEST.com. So on it, you can listen to just the audio through a player called Spreaker, or you can actually watch a video, chat, and listen through Twitch. And my account is twitch.tv/Question. So those are the best ways to listen. I mean, IG is okay. I know it's the easiest way for a lot of people to attend, but they cut us off so frequently, it gets frustrating. So, and plus the sound quality.
So I always follow you on IG. So.
I noticed. Plus, I've had a few people actually go to the website and jump on my Twitch, and they have admitted that it sounds so much better when they listen online. So those are the best ways to catch.
Give us your days, because I know you have a specific schedule. So I want to make sure that that people know what your schedule is this week.
So Monday through Thursday, I'm 5:30 to 7:30. That's the happy hour. And I go with different styles. Monday is soul, Tuesday is hip hop, Wednesday is house for people who want to get up, and then Thursday we throw back. Friday, I give an example of what Enjoy is like, which is open format. So I'm hitting all of that. on Friday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And this is all Central Time. I'm off on Saturday and Sunday. I got to take some time for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So once again, just to wrap up, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Question. I want to make sure that, you know, people are sending you love and, you know, tune in to his website, tune in so that you could hear his amazing music and see how amazing it just brings people together. Music brings people together.
Yes.
It makes you feel good. It makes you just want to get up and dance, and dancing is a stress reliever.
Yeah,
and so that's exactly what we want to do during these times. If you're home, if you're stressed out, just turn on Questions music and just vibe, jam, and that's the whole purpose. That's what we are, you know, selfishly, we're listening to your music, but it's for us too. Question.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely,
so
definitely.
You're playing it and we're enjoying it.
I'm glad you guys are, and thank you so much for everything, like the love, everything. Thank you.
Definitely.
And for this.
Okay, well, we're signing out for now. Stay tuned. You're
I'm about to go live
right now, right?
I'm about to start live. Yeah, like as soon as I click off, I'm jumping right back on to start the music.
Perfect. So, love to have you. We'll talk again. I'll get Rick's number from you, the chef, so we could get him live as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'll share that with you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.